All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about Tim Walz today, since Kamala Harris has picked him as her vice presidential running mate. So we're going to go over a lot of things pertaining to him and the way he's done things in Minnesota and what to expect out of him if by some act of, I don't know, God, I wouldn't say God, but some miracle that they were to actually win. Everybody knows what's going to happen. I've nicknamed that their campaign as Make America Burn, because between the two of them, if they win, America will probably be burned to the ground in a matter of days, because these two people are so far left, so far radical, that it is absolutely unbelievable. So let's get started with Tampon Tim and his two different counts of stolen valor. Count one is stating and telling everyone that he retired as a command sergeant major. His actual documentation says he was retired as a master sergeant because he never completed all the courses and training in order to become a command sergeant major. Yes, he did fill the role of command sergeant major, but he did not retire as a command sergeant major. Second count would be telling stories about how he carried weapons of war when he was in war, embellishing and lying about serving in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. He was deployed to Italy and then Norway, but he never stepped foot in the desert in Afghanistan during Enduring Freedom. But he continues to tell people this at his speeches and his rallies, that he's going to do a gun ban because the weapons of war like he carried in war are not meant to be used on the streets. When he was in Minnesota during the George Floyd riots with the BLM movement and every protesters, he allowed the destruction of multiple cities across the entire state of Minnesota. He even delayed the National Guard coming out and supporting it and trying to put a stop to it so that his daughter could leak the plans to the BLM protesters so that they knew where the National Guard was going to be going, what they was going to be doing. He just recently gave illegal immigrants the right to get driver's license. Over the years, he's required tampon dispensers in the boys' and girls' restrooms in all of the schools. One of the most upsetting things, I guess, considering he is a veteran, the fact that he opposed the Mission Act when he was on the House Veterans Committee, because it was an act that President Trump supported and was trying to get pushed through, and he didn't want to give Trump the win, so he opposed it, and it was an act that would have greatly helped veterans and veteran health care, but he was too hung up on himself, too much hatred for Trump to actually agree to something that would be good for all veterans. That just shows you the type of man that he really is. His current stats in Minnesota, since he's been in office there, homicides are up 50%. Motor vehicle theft is up 163%. Robberies is up 9.5%, and assaults are up 8%. Clearly, he's not very tough on crime at all. He signed a bill that made pedophiles into a protected class. And just recently, today and yesterday, I believe it was this morning at one of the rallies that he had, he made a few direct comments about Trump, trying to, in my opinion, incite violence towards Trump, because he made a comment that he's a hunter and that he would have been a way better shot, referring to the assassin, because we all know Trump was shot about 3 weeks ago in an attempted assassination. So So he's bragging about he could have been a lot better shot than the assassin, referring to the fact that, you know, he could have killed him if he wanted to, basically, is what he's trying to say. Walz has made numerous appearances on television where he has stated that there is actually no right to free speech. He doesn't care about the Second Amendment and wants to take everyone's guns. He wants to have more and more sanctuary cities throughout the states, throughout the country. He's a socialist and a communist. During COVID, he actually set up a snitch line so neighbors and people could call and rat each other out for not following his COVID guidelines. And he stated that during COVID that students in Minnesota was out no more than 10 days during COVID, which we all know that is false. He's just trying to make himself look better. Obviously, he has a tendency to lie to make himself look better, to make him more appealing. Let's see here. Oh yeah, almost forgot the good one. And he has made over roughly 30 plus trips to China over the last several years or more. And a lot of these trips he's actually taken his students on with him. All of these trips have been paid for and funded by the Chinese Communist Party. I know there's a lot of people investigating that right now to determine what exactly he was doing over there and why he was over there and why he's been taking money from the Chinese Communist Party. A lot of the things that he does and a lot of his actions, a lot of his propaganda and his speeches is all communist politics or communist-based political views. So that's all I have on him for right now, but as soon as more develops, I will get back with you and keep you updated. And the last thing, and still as of yet, Kamala nor Walz has taken any interview questions from any media, any reporters, or anything else. They are running and hiding from reporters. They do not want to answer any questions because if they're not propped up in front of a teleprompter telling them exactly what to say, then they can't answer any questions because the puppets behind the scenes don't want them to look stupid or say the wrong thing, so the puppets are only putting them up in front of a teleprompter. That way they can control exactly what they say. And Kamala has still managed to just blow that shit out of the water and screw it up every which way but loose. Between the laughing hyena and her rambling nonsense, which she just keeps repeating herself over and over again. Nobody can understand what the hell she's talking about anyway. So, yeah, anyways, I'll be back with you guys. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Sean Kelly Show, presented to you by BA Das Experience. And I'll see you again next time around. Thank you.